I make the Seeing Sounds a maximum of 1 minute long. This way you can put them on your Instagram wall and it'll play the whole way through. But the track in its entirety should sit at around 55 seconds, just so that you have some in and out points at the end, or a funny moment if you would like to sign it out or sign in your Seeing Sounds. So I'm just going to quickly play you, I guess, an exciting version of the edit that we're doing, and then we're going to break it down and create a much more simple edit. This is after a lot of experience with music and with rhythm. I highly suggest that if you are into really developing your flow and style with rhythm, to take part in some more Skillshare tutorials based on music production. In the snippet I'm about to show you, you'll see that the audio file is a different color. That's based on the fact that I have re-imported a mix and mastered audio file. This is all done with raw sounds. And then what I did with this clip as well is recorded some vocals. I enjoy to do this from time to time. It just ups the comedic value of the piece. Orange juice, eggs, bacon, cheese, toast, coffee, cheese, bacon, and oats. So, going right back to the beginning, what we're going to do firstly is focus on only creating a timeline that's 1 minute long. This is the timeline that you can utilize on your Instagram wall feed. So now what you're going to do is you're going to create a sequence called Full Edit. This is exactly the same sequence settings as what we have previously, 1280 by 1600. We're going to take that, we're going to pull it into our sequence folder, we're going to open it up, there it is, and we're going to take our out point and take it to 1 minute, just so that when we're looking at it visually we can have some sort of an idea as to how much of the timeline we've taken up. The soundtrack in its entirety that we're going to create is probably sitting around 52 seconds. This gives us like 3 or 4 seconds at the end and kind of 5 seconds in the beginning to intro it. So if you recorded a clip where you were sort of standing awkwardly just about to begin, or where the frame is clear, utilize that in the first 5 seconds. I always put the beginning and the end right in there up front. So if we go to our full clip, so here I did this whole kind of sequence where I was putting down the cheese and the butter and the oranges, and then I kind of pop out and throw the eggs down. So we're just gonna go ahead and trim all of those out. Make sure you utilize the sound here too of each, because this will really help guide the viewer into the understanding of what we're about to do. So what I like to do in a sequence like this is I just take the clip and I pull it to the layer above, just so that I don't have to copy and paste it in, I can do it all in one go with the batch select. I can see what I've done by just having it in the layer above. This style of editing is super simple, it's very, very basic, but it really makes an impact where you're showcasing, cutting through a scene really quickly, and there's lots of raw, rich sounds, and it's kind of even if you don't understand any form of rhythmic value, it really makes sense to a lot of people to hear the sounds from the objects, and it really draws you into the clip. But once you're happy with all those clips, you're going to select them all like this. We're going to click Apple C, which is copy. We're going to go over to the full edit. And then Apple V, which is paste. Then we're going to go over here, and we're just going to ripple delete in between. That's by right clicking, boom, ripple delete, which just brings all the clips together. Then the next thing, we need to resize just to make sure that our frame is sitting in the right place. Maybe if you're shooting 1080 by 1920, which is portrait, and we're sitting in a 4:5 crop, so just shift your clip around. I'm gonna show you now. We're gonna select the clip, we're gonna go to the effects controls, we're gonna utilize the position over here, and then we are going to select the X and Y points and just shift the clip right up. You select motion, and then you select Command C for copy. You select all the other clips, and then you press Command V, and that will just paste the position onto everything. And now we're going to go through, we're just going to cut it nice and short. The trick is here is to really make a look at your waveforms at the bottom, and you only really need to have that point of the clip. Ripple delete, get it right to the beginning, boom. We're happy with it there. Like I said, rhythm is not too important here. We are not yet creating a musical beat, but we are going to get there. See that great sound from the bacon there? You know, that would be utilized as a snare, which we'll get into later. See, and for a clip that's a little bit longer like this, just have it land, cut there, and then kind of the next sound only really happens there. Now what I have is what you call a miniature title sequence that I like to put in the front of all of these episodes. It's not vital to have one of these. I'm just going to drag it in and kind of show you where it sits. So ideally, as I come up and start to scream, that would be kind of this climax into the drop of the song that we're going to create. So I want my title sequence to sit just before that. And I'll fit it over there. Let's go and have a look for just an ending so we can slot that in. Then we can pull in our BPM and kind of see exactly how long this clip should be.
Good morning. Have a good day.
I like that clip, so I'm just going to copy it, Apple C. I'm going to go over to the full edit, and I'm going to Apple V, which is paste it. We're going to pull it into the end here. Let's drop it just short of a minute, just a frame before. Now we're going to import our BPM track, our guide, which is known as a click track. We're going to go down here, select the click track. We're going to pull it in. And we're going to end it just before there. Seeing sounds intro. And we're going to go straight in. So that's really where we're going to take this process forwards, is I'm going to teach you the very most simple steps of how to create a rhythmic track.